We're making it way more complicated than it has to be. We try to put all these barriers, especially as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as high-performing corporate women, high-performing professional women. We expect things to be hard. We have the mindset of we have to work so hard. We have to do all of these things. We have to be the ones to take control. We have to do all of this. And this journey doesn't have to be that.
Hey, thank God for another day. Hey, I know we could be another way. Hey, pray. Thank God for another day. Hey, I know we could be another way.
Already, I'm
That's how you
here. Here.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
You're here.
Here. You know that Jill? Who was that? Gina off Martin. I'm here. Here.
Hey.
Yo. It's your girl, Jessica S. Smith, and you have entered the safe space for influencers to decompress, have fun, and guess what?
Just ask.
Yup, this your girl.
Hey.
And guess what? Y'all already know who's on the other side that you can't see, because guess what?
You know,
virtual.
we virtual today.
There's a Ray.
Hey.
There's a Ray.
Hey.
There's a Ray. There's a Ray. There's a Ray. There's a Ray. There's a Ray.
What's up, you guys?
Sister.
You've been on my mind.
Whoa,
sister. I think you're one of a kind. I think, is that a word?
I don't know if it's the word,
Okay.
but I'm keeping my eye on you.
Keep my eye on you, girl.
Baby, because you bad.
You bad.
You sexy. Girl, you look good. Want you bad the thing up. Oh, the Saints gonna be mad that I just said that. The Saints gonna be mad, but y'all know y'all hear boom.
I love it.
Hey,
Man.
y'all.
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back. It's a new week. It's a new day.
Yes.
Shoot, how y'all month been going? The Lord, listen, we are winding down on Q1.
For real.
Okay, Q1 is doing some things.
I mean, about done.
Let me tell you something. Q1 is getting us fizzy.
Yeah.
Don't let summer approach on me too quickly, because this body is going to be prepared.
It's going to be body.
Okay. Listen, I'm just here to tell you, you might not want to see me in a swimsuit because I'm ready.
Bye.
No, but for real though, y'all, if y'all follow me, y'all know January 6th, your girl weighed in at 203.
Yeah.
Where? Okay. Where is that godly? I don't know. But it was showing all in my face. It was showing all in my gut. I looked pregnant. Like I looked pregnant, like a pregnant walrus. Okay. It was just not giving. And like Desiree, my I don't know, my confidence was just down. Anxiety was high.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wasn't really eating as much, but I still was gaining like a lot of weight.
Stress.
I was, stressed. It was showing in my face to start. Like I started having mountains on my cheeks and stuff. Multiple bumps. That's what that is.
Stress.
Yeah, but my girl, Desiree, put me in a community. And
community matters.
Yeah, community matters.
Yeah.
Community matters. Speaking of the community, it's the community highlight time. Y'all like how we just
how we just
sizzle
way on in that thing, you know what I'm saying?
sizzle.
We just flew on in there.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Listen, today's community is attached to what we're going to be talking about today. I'm really excited about the guest today because I'm learning her. Y'all going to learn her. We're going to learn her together, okay? She's going to get us right. But before, I want to shout out my people that hold me accountable for my fitness journey, okay?
Yeah.
I got to shout out my girl, Desiree.
Hey.
Desiree.
Hey. It's me, guys.
Got to shout her out because she got us in this community. Then I got to shout out my sister, Kendall.
She's killing it.
She going like doing tour-a-days, bruh.
Yeah.
Like it's wild out in these streets. Like she's a whole mother, entrepreneur in these streets. So the excuses must die somewhere.
Yeah.
Listen, and my girl Jasmine Coker, that's my sister's best friend. It might as well be my another little sister because her and Kendall been rocking since they was in sixth grade.
Yeah.
Okay, we all together hold each other accountable. We're showing each other pictures. We're showing each other progression. We're sending scriptures to each other, and the power of community is real. And so I want to say to my fitness clique, okay, thank you, okay, because your girl was sitting like Humpty Dumpty, and y'all have kept me from falling off the wall. Okay, y'all helped me strong, and I'm just so grateful for us. I'm so grateful to see where we're progressing throughout the year, and I'm excited to grow with you guys. So this community is about spreading the information, spreading the love. Don't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do it by yourself. And so I'm gonna ease into this. Okay, just go ahead and segue into this because today we're gonna learn just that. We're gonna learn how to get in appropriate community, how the community benefits us, especially in the fitness realm. Today's guest, y'all, is a MMU sister of mine. Listen, you don't know what that means. That means morning meetup hosted by the greatest one on the land, Mr. David Shands on the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who he is, you live under a rock. Okay, you live on a rock. But I met my sister in MMU, and I'm super excited just to get to know her and to introduce her to Jess Ask because she bad. She cute too.
She cute.
Baby.
Dang.
Baby. Skin is
Boing.
skinning, okay? Body is bodying. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so the body is bodying. Why? Because she understands the totality of fitness, mind, body, spirit. And so we're going to get into it today. We're going to learn she's a health and wellness coach as well. And so I'm super excited for her to give us details, not just about herself, but how we can be better because we can't be out here Christian and being in Christianity and talk about that. And we looking like we can't even hold the mic because we too unhealthy for it. I'm not going to get in that. We too unhealthy for it. We got to be able to preach, pray, and prophesy in health. Okay? So she going to get us there. So I introduce and present to others Miss Breanna Thornton. Hey, bow, 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 bow. Welcome in. Welcome. How are you, Bree?
I'm wonderful. I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you?
Good. Ain't she cute, y'all, baby? She is so cute. That's the one thing I don't like about us women sometimes. We just don't shout people out. And I'm doing it public. Girl, you're fine.
You hear me?
You look good.
I'm trying to get like you, girl. I'm trying to get like you with that skinning. I'm trying to get like you.
It's
honey.
makeup. It's makeup.
Bye, Jessica.
Don't let it fool. It's
Makeup
not
or
a
no
filter.
makeup. Makeup
you,
or no
Bree.
makeup.
Girl,
Fine.
I
Either way.
be looking rough on them calls. I really do. Like, hair be
You should
all
have
over
seen
the
me
place.
last night on my coaching call, girl. Scarf on and everything. I said, listen.
Listen, Bree, listen. Tell us how you really doing. Like, how's life treating you? Where you at? What you going? What you doing, honey? Because we want to know it all. It just says.
Okay, I'm here for it. So, I mean, life is lifing, but I am learning to enjoy the process. That's something that I'm working on right now. I have a tendency to be really hard on myself and overanalyze every step. Meanwhile, I'm telling my clients not to overanalyze every step, but I do it myself. So, I'm currently fighting my inner thoughts and just learning to be grateful and enjoy what I have without worrying about the future, without stressing about what's to come or what I don't have currently. I'm good. I'm in the moment. I'm good. I'm happy. I know that I have a purpose to fill.
Yeah.
And I know I'm on my way. I may not be there right now, but I know I'm on my way and I'm excited for this journey.
Come on.
That's a word for somebody now. I might not be there, but I know I'm on the way.
I'm on the way.
Okay, it's there. It's all there. Listen, Bree, one of the things that I've been enjoying about like your content and stuff that you are really consistent. And one of the things I learned about you just kind of doing some research is that you were a student athlete. And I've always been curious about the journey of a student athlete. Can we get into that? Like, have you always been a athlete your whole life, or what? Give us a little background on that.
Yeah. So for me personally, I have always been an athlete from whether I wanted to or not. From like the early stages of like elementary school, I was put into sports, tried almost every sport from tennis to swimming to basketball to track and field, everything. So I actually ended up running track in college,
Mm-hmm.
and I played basketball majority of my life actually, but I ran track in college. And sports has just always been a part of me. It has made me who I am. It was my full identity. I actually struggled with that once I graduated a lot, actually, because it was such a huge part of my identity.
Mm-hmm.
But after I graduated, that was kind of what led me into fitness. Even throughout my college journey, throughout my collegiate experience, that is what pushed me to where I am today. But I loved every second of it. It was tough for sure, but I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have that background or that experience throughout college.
Yeah. You said that it was a challenge to your identity. What do you mean by that as far as like being an athlete? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so when you are an athlete, and I can't say when you are, but from my personal experience, when I was an athlete in college, that was how people recognized me. It's like, oh, you're on the track team. Oh, you're a track girl. Oh, this is that. Like, that is your identity. That is how people refer to you as that. That's just who you are. And I, at the time, did not see a problem with that because that was who I was. Everywhere I went, they're like, oh, you run track at Georgia Southern. So, yeah. And then when I graduated, it was kind of tough because I'm like, who am I? Like, I'm not an athlete anymore. But who am I outside of this? I didn't know for a while. And that really was a tough thing to kind of mentally shift. Like, who am I? How do I know who I am? If I'm not an athlete, what do I represent? All of those things. That was a struggle.
So what did the point of resolve look like for you? Do you know the moment when you was like, okay, I think I'm getting something. I'm coming up with something outside of just being an athlete. What was that space, and what did that look like?
Yeah, I won't necessarily say it was a moment specifically that I can remember. It was more of a progression over time where I spent a lot of time outside. Once I graduated, I spent a lot of time like finding myself still going to the track, still trying to do my track workouts, still trying to record track workouts and identifying with that type of person. And eventually I kind of fell out of love with that part of exercise, and I realized that this is just not who I am. So I got to figure out what I enjoy now. So I started to try different things. Strength training has always been where I thrived, even in college. Like, honestly, I was a better lifter than I was an athlete. Like,
For
I was
real.
better in the weight room than I was on the track. And, that was something another thing that I was known for, but just kind of leaning into that aspect of it.
Mm.
Because not athlete, sports or, exercise has always been a part of me. So figuring out how I identify with that outside of specifically identifying with being a competitive athlete.
Hmm.
That was kind of where that shift started to happen. Just leaning more into accepting this part of who I am, but not making that my identity.
That's so good. I think Desiree came out saying, The interesting part that you just brought up was that there are different opportunities in exercise. Can we lean into that? Because I don't think when people nowadays it's so easy to get on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever, and to see, oh, they're working out this way, and you got so many avenues. How did you figure out what your avenue was for you, and how do you teach people what to lean into when they're being introduced to the fitness world?
Yeah, I tell people try something or try everything until you figure out what you love. A lot of people, when it comes to exercise, they think that it has to be done one way. They think I have to go to the gym, I have to lift these weights, or I have to do it a certain way. And that's not necessarily the case. There are so many different options that you have out there. Try it out. You have your life. Like, I don't understand why people think that everything has to be this one-sided thing. Like, there's so many different opportunities for you to try. If you like Pilates, try Pilates. If you like yoga, try yoga. If you like cycle, try cycle. Me personally, I hate cycle, but some people enjoy that group fitness or, things like that. But just continuously giving yourself the opportunity to try something without the fear of looking crazy. That's one thing that I find that holds people back. They're like, oh, I don't want to go do this because I'm going to look stupid. So everybody's going to look stupid at first. Everybody goes through that trial period, but you will continuously keep yourself from actually walking your potential and reaching the things that you can do until you get over that fear of looking crazy. It's going to happen. I'm not going to tell you that just because you try it, you're not going to look crazy, but it's okay to actually go through that process. It's a learning curve. Everybody goes through it. And eventually, once you go through it, you'll learn, okay, I don't like this. I kind of like this a little bit more, but let me tweak it this way. So it's a trial and error process that everybody has to go through.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad you brought that up. Like, cause the intimidation, like when you go, like somebody goes to the gym, right? I was talking to my sister and she has this gym membership and she was like, man, I've been nervous to just continuously go to the gym because I don't know what I'm doing, right? I don't. Unfortunately, when we were in high school and we played basketball, they didn't really give us weight training. Like I went to a private school. They focused more so on the guys, the males, the boys team, and they didn't really. We did a lot of running, but no weightlifting or anything like that. So this was a new thing for both of us as far as like working out. But she started going to the gym and she mentioned that she was like, I feel like I look so stupid. But then she mentioned also that there were gentlemen that came and start like seeing her regularly come and they was like, hey, try this. Like try that. And I was so happy that somebody was willing to go to her and say, hey, try it this way. I can see that you're doing it wrong because you can really hurt yourself. That's my fear. My fear is not even just looking stupid. My fear, let me tell you this, Bree. I had a coach. I was in the gym and I had a coach and I did a rep. I think it was called a hang clean. That's what that is. And I pushed it up or something. I don't know what happened. The thing fell on my head. I had a knot.
Oh Lord.
So I'm a little fearful.
Okay.
Lord Jesus.
Okay. Bless it, honey.
Lord Jesus.
Marcus looked at me and he said, "What?" He said, "Well, dang, are you okay?" But no,
sometimes that's all you can say. That's all you can say.
So that's personally my fear is the safety, but I think that also just the not knowing what you do, it can tie into that. Because if I wasn't fearful I was probably scared to get it up. I was probably afraid of the weight. This is so good and I want you to speak to it. The limitations that we put on ourselves when we're going to places like the gym, what does that look like? How do you break those limitations for when you're talking to your clients? Because I know I got them. I'm like, I can't lift this weight. I can't do this rep. I can't do it.
For sure. Yeah. Number one, safety is a huge thing. So I will never tell anybody to just go into the gym and just put 100 pounds on the bar and you've never even lifted your own body weight. Starting small. So for some people, that intimidation is like it causes them anxiety. Like they're truly fearful to go and do these things, which I understand. When in that instance, I always say start at home with body weight exercises. There is every single movement that you do in the gym, you can do at home, just body weight. So you can learn the form, you can understand what you're supposed to be feeling. The biggest issue that I see is a lot of people, we're just going because we saw something on Instagram. There's an exercise we saw that we saved and we're like, okay, I'm going to go do that workout, okay, that's somewhere to start. But if you don't understand the form, if you don't understand what you're supposed to be feeling when you're doing the exercises, that can play a role. You can get injured. You're not even going to be able to see the results. But it's a progression. So you start with the body weight movements, and that is perfectly fine. You start by doing the movements, body weight. You start by adding dumbbells. And then from there, you just progress on. So for you with that hang clean exercise specifically, that is a complex movement. Like that's not an easy thing to do. There's a lot of different techniques that go into being able to do that appropriately. So it needs to be broken down, break it up into different parts. And that's something like, further along the way, I would never have a beginner client do an exercise like that unless they're personally with me. But for a lot of like the people trying to do this journey on your own, simple movements, squats, RDLs, deadlifts, all of these things, you can learn how to do them on your own to the point where you're at home like, oh, I want to get in the gym now.
Yeah.
Let me go add some weight to this. I feel good doing this now. But you just got to build up these reps. Just like in business, with everything that you do, you got to get the reps in. You got to be able to do the baby steps, do the little things to be able to build the confidence and build that reassurance within yourself to actually progress to the next level.
That's so good. That's really good. I think what I heard you say, a big part of it is confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that you have to start somewhere in the fitness journey. And I love how you said, like, you can do stuff at home, because that's what we're doing. Like, some of the stuff that we're doing in our community is just doing stuff at home. Because right now I don't have a gym membership. I'm not going to pay for one right now. That's not in the budget. However, and I don't want that to be an excuse for me not to kind of like lean into my weight loss journey. And that's something that I've like kept from myself for a long time. So I'm so glad that you brought it up, because a lot of people don't think they can start at home with their body weight, right? They think it's like, oh, I need these materials to, because I was one. Like, I made an excuse, like, the only way I'm gonna lose weight is if I go to the gym. And that's what I felt, but I'm starting to see a difference. And I have not been to one gym. Like, I've been at home in my room doing the workout that's posted for the day and then going about my business. So I think that's so awesome. So I would love to hear your intake on the benefits of having a coach, right? I know when I was first looking for a coach or whatever, I didn't necessarily know what to look for. I just know what I desired as far as like getting the results, right? And when you think about different coaches, girl, I've seen some extreme coaches on like the social media, whatever, that are just, they're just kind of wild, like disrespectfully wild. Like, some people like that.
Right.
I ain't her. I'm not her. And so when somebody's looking to go, what's the benefits of the coach, and how do I find the coach that fits me best?
Yeah. Well, first, before I get to that, I want to ask you, how has doing this the way that you're doing it, the body weight exercises at home, how has that made you feel personally?
That's a good question. Look, she just asked.
Come on.
I'm just asking.
Personally, it has made me feel better about myself. It was not just only the fitness part. I was trying to get more disciplined, and I was like trying to defeat the excuses that I was giving myself on not working out and doing something for me. Like, I felt like the relationship with me was damaged. And so fitness is not just definitely was the weight thing, because I was like, I've always had, like you said, you've always been an athlete. I've always been a fat girl. Like, whether it was just in my mind or in my mind and in my actuality, right? And so now, even just getting up at home, I feel like I have more power. Like, I feel empowered. That's probably the best word I can say. I feel empowered.
I love that. Yeah. And that honestly is the biggest mental block. We think that, a lot of us think that we have to go to the gym and we have to do these things that we see on social media just because that's what's going to give us that empowerment. But it starts with the little things. It starts with you actually starting to break down the reason why you have so much anxiety around going to the gym, and the reason why you're finding all of these excuses. Like, I have a friend that she wants to get into her fitness journey. We've had the conversation. She has the goals. We talked about this. But the gym membership she got is 30 minutes from her house. She's literally creating an extra limitation to her reaching these goals. We try to do all of these extra things when we need to create the least amount of resistance possible to get to these goals. We're making it way more complicated than it has to be. We try to put all these barriers, especially as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as high-performing corporate women, high-performing professional women. We expect things to be hard. We have the mindset of we have to work so hard. We have to do all of these things. We have to be the ones to take control. We have to do all of this. And this journey doesn't have to be that. This journey definitely does not have to be that. This can be easy. It's okay for something to be easy. And as powerful women, it's hard to accept that. And we create barriers that don't necessarily need to be there.
She said a word right there.
Girl, my shundo, just shundo.
Yeah, felt my help. Okay.
I mean, my arms were just tingling. Like she basically said, you're putting more pressure on yourself
then you have to. Yeah.
No, this is so. The solution. Let me just be clear on the solution, because I know the your target is like entrepreneurs, business owners, the women empowerment. I love how you said that, because my mom said this to me one day, Bree. She said, we're not doing hard anymore. And when she said that, I was like, was I intentionally seeking hard? Because it's almost like hard validates us. If it's not hard, then we don't.
For it.
I ain't earned it. I ain't earned it if it's
It
not
feels like
hard.
a badge of honor.
Yeah,
girl.
That's so good.
Yep.
So with your clients, is that something that how do you break that aspect down? Because that's such a powerful point that you just made.
With my clients specifically, it's more so just through conversations like this, like understanding the deeper reasons. So when we first started having this conversation with you, Jess, you said that, you just started at home.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody could leave it at that conversation, but then we got a little bit deeper. Why do you just, why are we doing that? And then you got into the deeper reason of, I've always had the mentality that I'm the fat girl, right? I've always had that mentality that's just kind of, that insecurity that I have. We kind of break it down. So we have these conversations. It's specific for each individual. We all have our own history and our own trauma that we've been through that we may even be subconsciously putting into our daily activities. We wear certain clothes because we just feel more comfortable in these clothes, when really we would rather be wearing this other outfit that we see in our closet, but in the back of our mind, it just doesn't look right now. But just figuring out what exactly is holding that one person back and going a little bit deeper. 7 levels deep. That's what I was taught in psychology, like 7 levels deep, just figuring out why. Surface level, we may understand this one thing, like, I just don't like the gym. I hear a lot of people say, I just don't like the gym. It's not that you just don't like the gym. There's a reason why you have anxiety around going to the gym. Maybe you got injured before. Maybe somebody said a comment that just didn't sit right with you. Maybe, whatever. Insert whatever your trauma is. But we have to figure that out first and then just dig a little deeper, and we can kind of just baby steps. We're not taking any drastic measures, but it's baby steps to just overcoming these things. First, we got to understand what it is, and then we can take steps to overcome these anxieties and these traumas that we have under, like, levels deep.
Bree, I'm gonna tell you the GOAT right now. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why you the GOAT. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never listen, y'all. I ain't worked out with the woman of God. This our first time talking. If you want to know the truth about it, you the GOAT. I'm gonna tell you why you the GOAT. It's an art for people to really listen. People don't really listen, and this is what I'm gathering from the encounter that I'm having with you. That you don't just go be like, okay, your body fat on 20%. I don't know how that go, but your body fat on this percent, and you're eating hamburgers, hot dogs, and cupcakes and French fries, and you're not just doing that. Like, you're looking into the soul of a person and saying, okay, this is what's holding you back from your weight loss. Mm-hmm. Is that fair? Because I saw that you did these calls, or these what you call it, these intro calls, the coaching calls, yeah, the coaching calls. And I'll just tell you my experience. When I first started getting coaching, I don't have that same coach anymore. He was more focused on, like, okay, what do you want to be? What's your goal, or whatever. But it sounds like you do something different.
It is a little bit different. So yes, we have that conversation and we figure out what your goals are, what you want to accomplish. But honestly, that's not enough. Because when it comes to, and I would say early in my training career, that is how I approached it. Because, like, it's a science, boom, this is what your stats are. I know the science to help you get to where you want to be. But over time, I have learned that doesn't apply for everybody. I'm an athlete. I've always been an athlete. So working out is in my nature. It's like, if I don't do it, I don't feel right. But not everybody is like that. There are people that have never worked out a day in their life. There are people that were forced to be in sports when they were growing up. So now they have this anxiety around actually exercising. There are people that have just honestly never showed interest. They've always done different things. So it's more so about figuring out what is going to entice this person to actually make a change from what you're so used to doing for all these years? Why do we need to make this change? Is it the fact that now you have to be on medication? Is it the fact that you had a kid and now you're just uncomfortable in your own body? Is it the fact that now you want to start dating and you don't even feel confident enough to go out and allow yourself to be put out there anymore? There are different reasons and different things that are going to entice the individual people. So until I can figure out that, I'm not a therapist now. Let's correct that. I'm not a therapist, but I'm going to coach you and figure out what those underlying things are and how I can help you actually kind of work through these things through health and fitness. Health and fitness can do a lot, especially for women. Like you said, that you're starting to build confidence and you wanted to get the discipline, right? You can be disciplined in your business all day. Somebody wants to do a podcast, somebody wants to work with you, you're going to make sure that gets done. But before, when it comes to your health and fitness, you would have said, not today. I'm too tired. I'm gonna put it on the back burner. I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. We don't have that same discipline, and then we just have to figure out why not. Because you know that it's important, you know that you need it, but there's something mentally. Like everybody has the same stats. Everybody has the same information. We know that health and fitness is good. You lose weight, you feel better. We know all that, but at the same time, why don't we do it? And that reason is different for everybody.
Yeah, that's different. And did I hear that you like took psychology, or was that your major?
So my major wasn't psychology. My major was exercise science and kinesiology, so studying the body. But then within that, we took sports psychology. We took a lot of psychology classes within my degree.
Okay, so that's another thing to it. Okay, I'm getting to a point here because that's another thing to it, because what I'm hearing you say, not only do you have the physical appearance, but you have the knowledge to back it up. Because one thing we think about with knowledge is, I can go get certified. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody can get certified as like a physical coach or a fitness instructor or anything like that. But what's special about you, Bree, is that you have not only a degree in it, but the degree plan. Oh, I almost spoke in tongues, so I noticed it. The degree plan sets you up for the total person, not just for the physical part. That's what I just heard you say.
So I would say this process is different for every coach. There are coaches that have the degree, there are coaches that have the certification just for the title, but they're not paying attention to the person. They're paying attention to the science. And yes, you need to know the science. Yes, you can have all the information and know what you need to do physically, for sure. But there's a difference when you pay attention to the individuals, and that just comes from experience. Like I have the degrees and I'm grateful for the degrees that I have, but regardless, talking to people outside of the science, talking to people and really understanding the deeper levels and understanding what gets people results. I've worked with people for years at a time, and there are phases that we go through. So this phase may work for this person and this phase may not work for the next person. Like it's a process of just really understanding how people work. Like you can't just know the science when it comes to this. That is a great thing. You can program all day, but if you can't get them to commit to the program, then what kind of coach are you?
Listen, she said she dropping bars over here. Like, no, this is really good. So much to the point where like I'm interested in knowing. One of another things that I see. Well, I'm just gonna talk about me. One of the things that I was intimidated by when I was thinking about getting a coach was the financial commitment. And so how would you explain, like, how do you overcome that idea? Because these things happen and people are concerned about their finances, right? What is your explanation of being able to, maybe there's a trade or maybe health conditions? I don't know. There's so many explanations I've heard. How do you combat that? The financial commitment of it.
Yeah. So this again goes back to why is this so important? We can break down. So within my program, we do what's called a health assessment. So within this health assessment, we figure out how much money are you actually spending on Netflix, on DoorDash, on Hulu, on going out and smoking hookah and drinking on the weekends and brunch on every Sunday and things like that. So we're breaking this down. I need to, in order to actually help you, I need to know. I'm in your business as a coach. Let me know what's going on. And with that, we can figure out, as long as they're honest with me, we can figure out, okay, we can consolidate these funds. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't go to brunch. I'm not that kind of coach. I'm not going to tell you to not go have fun with your people and do these things, but moderation is key. If you're going every Sunday and you spending Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the club with your friends, like, okay, relax. Right? Like, that's, like, come on now. There are adjustments we can make. So we just we go through all of these things, and I'm not like breaking out anybody's finances, but I'm seeing, where is your money going? And if this is something that you need to change, not everybody's in that position where they mentally understood that they need to make this change. And that's part of where that mental thing comes from. So that's what I help you uncover. Do we need this right now? And how bad do we need this? Why do we need this? What are we sacrificing if we don't do this? Once we figure all of that out, it can become a priority. Just like if you have let's see, you got your car note. You got to pay your car note. You got to get to places, right? This needs to be a non-negotiable, just like the rest of the stuff. So how are we going to factor this in? Because your health and wellness matters. The rest of the things aren't even going to exist if you're not here to take care of it.
Come on.
You want to sit here and take your kids here. You want to make sure your kids get there. You want to make sure that these sales calls get done. You want to make sure this business item gets handled. But if you are not mentally and physically in a place to even long-term be able to handle that, you're sacrificing your health now for what?
So good.
It can't even be sustained long-term. So it needs to be a priority. It needs to be something that you add into your budget to make sure that you do it. And now that, again, looks different for everybody. If you invest in a coach, great. But if you're just investing in a cheaper online program that you're going to commit to, okay, that process looks different for everybody. But you got to figure out where you are, what type of discipline you have now, and what level of accountability you need.
Desiree, I feel like I am getting a whipping right now. Like it's like like you know how punch. You get a discipline. It's like I'm like, oh Jesus, I would want to straighten up if you was my coach. You know what I'm saying? Like I like it, but it's like dang.
No, but she talking good though, because the reality is, if we understand that we're here for a purpose, right? At the end of the day, ultimately, we're in this earth space, to, worship God, but also, and we're a solution to somebody's problem.
Come
right?
on.
So if we are not taking the necessary steps, if we're not prioritizing ourselves to be the best version, the best shape, the best health that we can be in, then our purpose is going to outlive us, right? Like that's what I'm hearing her say, is like you have to begin to prioritize you. And that's not selfishness. That's actually like self-love. That's self-care. That's doing the things that's necessary to make sure that you can function fully, to be able to do the things that you actually love doing.
Yeah.
That's what I just keep, and I hear her heart behind it too.
Man. Like you can't miss her heart on this, because it's just oozing out of her. Because one thing about Just Ask, I don't do no prescripted questions. This is like, did you get any pre-scripted questions?
I didn't. Not at all.
You just got an email link to just show up, okay? And
I did, and I was looking for it too. I'm like, I'm missing something in this email.
Ain't now. Holy Spirit led. You feel me? No, but I think this is needed, because the thing about it is we have to be real with ourselves. A lot of us want the blessings of God, but can't even maintain it because we ain't breathing.
Man.
We can't. We one breath from a heart attack, and we expecting God to do miracle signs and wonders for what?
Yeah,
you're not healthy enough to maintain the blessing. Just as simple as that. You're not healthy enough, and then you're so prideful that you're not even. This is free game, right? Bree is giving us free game right now. On okay, she's literally saying, hey, even if you don't have a coach, give yourself the honor yourself enough to wake up in the morning, or wake up or commit yourself to a time slot to where you just do some exercise with your body.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that. I'm not asking you to go hurt yourself. I'm not asking you to inconvenience yourself. I'm asking you to choose yourself.
Yeah, so good.
That's what I hear you saying, Bree, man. This is,
Yeah.
you got anything to add to
Something that
that?
Desiree, yeah, something that Desiree said. She said that it's not selfish; it's you actually loving yourself enough to do this. As going back to powerful women, people with responsibilities, you put so many other people ahead of yourself. And in the back of your mind, you feel like you have to continuously pour into these people and pour into your business and do all of these things. And the moment that you take something for yourself, the moment that you take some time for yourself or step away or don't answer a call or anything like that, you feel like you're being selfish. When in reality, if you were to just take that 30, 60 minutes, even 90 minutes sometimes if you really need it, take that time to yourself away from everything, pour back into yourself, you'll show up better and you'll have way more to give to all of the other responsibilities that you have. It's not selfish. It's actually helping everybody else because you're going to be too annoyed and frustrated and low energy and just drained to even pour into these people the way that you really want to. Like you guys are saying, like you have a purpose and you are limiting your purpose and your ability to actually do these things that you want to do because you're not taking care of yourself. And like you said, it's the little things. Get up in the morning, move for 5-10 minutes in the morning, take 20 minutes out of your day to go for a walk and to do some exercise and get some fresh air. You're sitting at a desk all day. You're answering calls all day. You're trying to be here for all of these people and do all of these things and check off all these things on your task list. And you feel like, excuse my language, I don't know if we can cuss on here because this is a godly podcast, but you feel like shit. I don't know how free spirit we are in here, but
We're not moved. You're fine.
I love it.
I love it too.
Be free, Bree.
But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. So while we're telling people, okay, it's time to move. It's time to move. Could you give the community like a rundown? If you had 30 minutes if a person had 30 minutes to work out, what's a go-to workout that you would provide them?
One go-to workout. So I definitely am going to recommend starting with mobility. So when you are warming up, you do all these things. So any type of like yoga movements or I wish I could kind of demo, but there's like some hip movements that you can do. You can do some upward downward dog. I think pretty much everybody knows upward downward dog. But just try to get some like 5 mobility exercises. And another issue that I see is a lot of people are trying to pack in so many different exercises in one session. You don't have to hit every single muscle group. You don't have to do all of that. You can hit I say 4 movements, especially in a 30-minute workout. 4 exercises is all you need. So you got 4 to 5 mobility exercises for your warm up. You got 4 to 5 exercises for your actual workout. And then you cool down. You stretch, you go for a quick little walk, things like that. Squats for your main workout is going to be a good one. Some RDLs is going to be a good one. You can add in some push-ups. Again, all of these things can be done body weight. You don't necessarily need to go to the gym and add all these weights. If you're just starting out and you are trying to time block and just dedicate some amount of time to have some structure to it, add in some cat cows, add in some hip range of motion things, some squats, some RDLs, some push-ups, and then go for a walk. Or if it's cold outside or if it's raining or if that's not an option, do some light stretching, some sit down, reach for your toes, a butterfly stretch, just something. But the more that you do these simple movements, the more that you just start moving your body around, you'll feel so much better and you'll have so much more motivation to actually go and do these things. And these are simple movements like you can find on Instagram, find a body weight workout on Instagram. Now, be careful. Because a lot of those aren't, there are some people that are doing some crazy stuff on there, but just simple movements, just keep it simple, as simple as possible.
Keep it simple. Now, bring clarification, what is RDL?
RDL stands for Romanian deadlift. So what that movement is doing, so a squat, you're going all the way up and down. When you think of an RDL, you think about movement at your waist instead of at your knees. So you're more so hinging forward. I always use the example of, you know, when you're trying to close the door with your butt and you don't want to like reach back there, you're just trying to close the door with your butt. It's
Yeah.
that movement.
That's a good
That's all.
example. I've
That's all it
never
is.
heard of that example before. That's a good example. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Desiree, what do you think about this? I think Bree is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, she's pretty dope. I just love I love when God shows me what it looks like to conquer your mountain. Right? So, you know, there's 7 mountains of influence.
Yeah.
And I believe that each one of us is called to a space, and it's important in this life journey that we find ourselves in that space doing exactly what God has called us to do individually in that particular space. So there's plenty of fitness coaches and, you know, gyms and things like that. But it's like, okay, what do you want me to do in this space? And I think her heart speaks to where God is calling her in the space that she's in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the workout, but it's the whole person. It's like, yeah, I hear you saying that you can't do this, but let's dig a little deeper into why, because we can't allow this to be a hindrance to where you need to go, you know? Yeah. And so it's just been really inspiring. Even being in the community with you and Kendall and Jazz has been accountability for me. I'm not the best. I'm also have been an athlete like all my life, right? So I love the gym, and so for me, I'm lazy at home. Like that's with anything. Like I literally have to get like praying. Like I used to try to pray in the bed and I'd be asleep. So I actually had to get up. I literally had to get up and go somewhere to pray. And that's kind of the same thing with working out for me. I have to get up and get out of the house so I can give my attention to that thing. Yeah. But when I get up and I get there, man, I feel so good. And then just to see the results, like as you're progressing and you get to see the results, you're like, oh man, like my efforts are actually like working. So it just kind of makes me more excited about staying consistent with it, you know. So I've really enjoyed this conversation. I've enjoyed getting to know Miss Breanna, you know what I'm saying, getting to know her heart, getting to know her story. And I hope you guys too have really been listening, finding yourself somewhere in this conversation and just starting somewhere. If you haven't started yet, just find something to start with and build upon that, because man, life is worth living.
Yeah, listen, that life is worth living. And the thing about it is, we were talking about value and valuing yourself not too long ago. And God, like, that's one of the things that I feel like God cares about. God cares about you enough. And he overly cares about you. He overly loves you so you can have enough love, love to love yourself. What I mean by that is we don't even have the capacity to love ourselves sometimes. We don't love ourselves enough to value ourselves, to see the importance of, I need to just move for like 30 minutes. And people are not just out here saying it. No, people are dying because their heart, it's something, the Lord is bringing this to my attention. There was something I heard not too long ago where when your heart is almost like you're so overweight or so unhealthy that you're damaging your heart. Like you have to take care of your heart. Your heart, as your heart beats, it's proof of your living. When your heart stops, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to manage our outside so our insides can be taken care of as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it works together. And so Bree, I'm so excited that you decided to come on here. I'm so glad to meet you. You cool people, man. You real cool people.
Oh, you guys.
So one of the things that we do here at Jess Ask is we believe in giving our guests the final word. And so if there's anything that you wanted to make sure that you left here on this platform before you left, if there's anything that you want to clear up, the floor is yours, sis.
Yeah, first off, I want to go back to what Desiree was saying when she was talking about she used to be an athlete and she actually enjoys going to the gym, and it's hard for her to actually do stuff at home. She needs to be in that space so she can give it her attention. I love that she said she can give it her attention. And that is something that a lot of us, even people that move a lot. Today we talked a lot about people that aren't really on that journey and how you can get started with that journey. But even if you are that person that starts and stops and finds issues with being consistent, just go. Nobody has ever left the gym saying, dang, I'm mad I did that workout. You don't leave the gym saying that. Like you may, before you go to the gym, you may say, oh, I do not feel like doing this today. I don't feel like going there. I don't feel like doing this. But as soon as you just get up and go, the more that you just create that discipline within yourself to just get up and go, even if you just spend 10 minutes in there, you say, okay, I'm just going to go walk on the treadmill. Now you walk on the treadmill, you're like, okay, maybe I'll go lift some weights. Maybe I'll go do this. And then by the end of that, you're there for 30, 45 minutes and you feel way better. You're more productive. You're more creative. You're going back and you're pouring into your business. You just feel better. You do not leave the gym saying, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Like, there's never been a moment where that happens.
No, that's straight facts. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, dang, she right. That is so right. Like, you never leave. You might go like, dog, I don't feel like doing it. But by the time you done, you like, hey, I did it. Hey, I did it. Hey, I did it. Man, this has been so fun, Bree. I'm so excited. Maybe we're gonna have to, I don't know, the Lord's gonna just stretch us. We're gonna have a whole entertainment thing, and maybe we can invite you one day. It was like, yeah, work out with Bree on Jess Ask. We gonna get a little workout in with sis.
Let's go.
I'm here for it. Man, Bree, thank you so much for I was gonna say tuning in. Girl, you ain't tuning in. You here. Thank you so
I'm
much
locked
for
in, girl.
You locked in. Ain't no switching up. Yeah.
Hey.
But thank you so much for your presence on the podcast. Desiree, I love you, sis. It's always fun to do it with you and community. I love you guys. And y'all already know. Until next time, until next week, remember, life could be much more simple if you just ask. See y'all next week.